All right, what's up, guys? So, sport, fitness, today, you got part one, barbell long lunge, and a good morning. So what we're doing is you're gonna do, if the number says 14, you'll do 7 on each leg, and then you'll do 14 good mornings after you do your lunges. For these lunges, we're looking for a vertical shin in the bottom. It's a little bit more hamstring heavy. Also, with the good morning, brace the abs. Don't just lower the barbell. Think about driving the hips and butt back to really accentuate the hamstrings as you do this. The first set is 1 by 14 at an empty barbell. Then you're gonna go to 1 by 12 at 20 to 25% of your back squat. And while that doesn't seem like a lot, because of how many reps you're doing in the disadvantaged position, it's gonna feel like a lot. Then you're gonna do 6 and 6, and then 12 good mornings for that. Then 1 by 10 at 25 to 30% of your back squat, that's 5 and 5, and then 10 good mornings. Then 2 sets of 8 reps at 35 to 40% of your back squat, that's 4 on each leg, and then 8 good mornings. You're getting about 2 minutes of rest in between those, enough to feel recovered so you can really move well through this. Moving on to part 2. 40 dumbbell snatches, that's 20 per side. Then you're gonna knock off an 800-meter run, follow that up with 60 dumbbell front squats, and another 800-meter run after you get done with that. For the weight, you wanna pick enough that you can feel the stimulus for your snatches, but then on your dumbbell front squats, you can choose a different weight, one that allows you to do this in as few sets as possible. When we did this workout, whenever I tested this workout, I really overestimated my quad ability, and the dumbbell front squat snuck up on me real quick, especially after all of this happened right here. So choose wisely, and if you need to adjust, just adjust. Moving on, part 3, 3 rounds, 15 and 15 on plate calf raises. So your toes are on a 45, 35, or 25 pound plate. Whatever allows you to get a little bit extra range of motion, a big stretch through that calf, and then you're gonna squeeze all the way back up. This is really gonna help you improve your range of motion and strengthen those calves a great deal. The mobility today, the special. If you wanna know why they call it the special, try it out and find out. Moving on, power and iron up. You have the same part 1. Again, keep the abs tight on these, focus on the movement. If you're feeling it weird, ask a TL to help you out. Then, part 2, 4 to 5 rounds, 12 banded kettlebell swings. Take a band, loop it through the handle of your bell. Then you're gonna step on one end, and this is gonna require you to give more hip in the kettlebell swing than you normally would. So really focus on driving through the hips. Once you get done with those 12 dumbbell front squats to parallel. So normally we try and go below parallel. Today we're stopping right at parallel, and we're adding in a tempo. So it's gonna be 1001, 1002, on the way down, then 1001, 1002, at the bottom, the hold. Then as you go up, it's gonna be an explosive upper. But I don't want you to just think about moving fast. I want you to think about flexing the muscles as hard as you can to come up out of the bottom. And you're gonna get a 1 second pause up at the top, a little bit of a recovery for you. Then once you get done with those 12, 30-second bike or row sprint, everything you got, hop on there, and then a minute to a minute 30 rest, bring down the heart rate, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and then you repeat that as for 4 to 5 rounds. Now, part 3, 3 to 4 rounds, 50-foot monster walk forward, 50-foot monster walk backwards, and then 12 and 12 single leg reverse hypers, or 12 back extensions. For your monster walk forward, take a hip circle or a booty band, put it just above the knees, get in this low athletic stance, and then you're gonna step inwards and then out. You're gonna do this Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off kind of thing with your feet as you walk forward and then as you walk backwards. Rest as needed in between each of those rounds. Lagging muscle because you want it. Mobility because you need it. We're gonna do the special. I already said it, but it bears repeating. Moving on, TDY. For TDY, you're gonna have 4 rounds. You're doing a 50-foot dumbbell long lunge, followed by AMRAP dumbbell RDLs. The same principles that we just talked about apply here. We're looking for that extra range of motion, that vertical shin at the bottom. Then for your dumbbell RDLs, focus on keeping tight abs and driving the hips and butt back to really accentuate the hamstrings as you do these. It's 4 rounds. Choose a weight in the beginning that allows you to really kind of experience the full range of motion. And then as you get into those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounds, maybe increase the weight a little bit to your abilities. Rest 2 minutes between rounds, moving on. 4 to 5 rounds, 12 double dumbbell hang snatch. Hold them together here. Hang position, going all the way up overhead. Follow that up with 12 dumbbell front squats, just like we were doing in iron. Up and power, the same tempo applies. 2 second lower, 2 second pause. We're right at parallel, so your femur should be parallel with the ground. An explosive upper and a 1 second pause at the top. Follow that up with a 30-second bike or row. If you don't have that, you can always sub that out for a run. Let's say you're limited equipment. You could do high knees in place for 30 seconds, or you could do an all-out sprint for 100 meters or for 30 seconds. The goal here, really get anaerobic, blasting the legs out so you can really feel smoked at the end of this. Then, a minute to a minute 30 rest between each of those rounds. Moving on to part 3, 3 to 4 rounds, 50-foot monster walk forward, 50-foot monster walk backwards, followed by seated dumbbell deadlifts. For the seated dumbbell deadlifts, you want to imagine your back is straight, you let it round over, and then you curling it back up. That's where the majority of our movement's going to come from. The dumbbells are hanging over your toes, and I want to think my belly and my thighs have become friends, and now they're inseparable. So they're staying in contact while your back is doing all the movement here. Keep the weights very light until you master the movement, and then increase as your strength in your back goes up. Again, lagging muscle. And then for your mobility major, if you don't have access to a barbell or something like that, you can always use a lacrosse ball, softball, baseball, anything to really just sit on your hamstrings and smash it out. All right, that's it for today. Hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy the workouts, and as always, booyah, never quit.